Welcome aboard the Museum of Transportation's miniature railroad pulled by the locomotive CP Huntington number 340. Bob is going to be our engineer. I'm going to count to three. Everybody say the magic words, which are all aboard. We'll get Bob to start the train. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, good job. We do have a few rules for your safety. Please remain seated throughout the ride. Keep your arms, hands, feet, legs, and head inside. We're going to go around 2 times, so the first time we come back through the station here, just stay seated. We'll go right on through. After we go through the railroad crossing up ahead, if you look over on the right, you'll see a dog bone. That's dog bone number 1. Some people like to count the bones. If you're going to count them, that's number 1. Got to find the rest on your own, but I'll come back and talk about the bones later in the ride, let you know how many there are. Over on the right is the Rock Island Aero train that was built by General Motors in 1955. They made 2 aero trains. Rock Island numbered them 2 and 3. We have number 3 here. Number 2 is in Green Bay, Wisconsin. They were used in the Chicago area into the 1960s. The blue and white Missouri Pacific Rail bus was a bus that rode on the rails down in the Texas oil fields in the 1930s. The Missouri Pacific boat pack caboose was a 1972 design, one of the last caboose designs before they stopped using cabooses in the 1980s. The bridge that we're going to be crossing up ahead is actually a turntable that we use as a bridge. It was built in 1923 for the Frisco Railroad. It was used in the South St. Louis Lindenwood Yards in Shrewsbury up until the 1950s. It's 100 feet long, weighs 150 tons. It was so well balanced that with a locomotive on it, it could be rotated by 1 person. The airplane that is up on display on the right is a Lockheed T-33 jet trainer. The 2-seat trainer version of the F-80 Shooting Star jet fighter. The F-80 Shooting Star was the victor in the first all-jet dogfight. The T-33 was one of the first aircraft used by the Air Force Thunderbirds. Our locomotive that is pulling us today is a 1/3 scale model of the real CP Huntington that was built in 1863 in Paterson, New Jersey. It was shipped by sailboat down around the tip of South America to San Francisco. And it went out on the Central Pacific Railroad and was used in building the first transcontinental railway, linking up with the Union Pacific at Promontory Point, Utah on May 10, 1869. The date of the famous Golden Spike ceremony. The original CP Huntington is restored in the California Railroad Museum in Sacramento. The red white Wabash caboose over on the right was a new addition to the museum a few summers ago. It was built in 1952. It was one of the early all-steel cabooses, replacing the wooden ones. Before it came here to the museum, that caboose spent quite a number of years as a playhouse in a backyard up in the Alligator area of St. Louis County. The Wabash Railroad was one of the few that actually built their own cabooses. As we're going around this next curve, if you look over on the left, you may see our resident coyote, Wiley, is standing there watching the train go by. Up ahead on the left is dog bone number 10. That's right, there are 10 dog bones. If you were counting them and got them all, that's great. If you were counting and missed any, well, going around again, get a second chance to find all 10 bones. After we go across the bridge and through the turtle crossing, if you look over on the right, you'll see our parked two baby reptiles, Mr. Alligator and his little sister Allie, up on top of a big rock, just resting. The dog bones that have been scattered along both sides of the track were put there as a reminder of Oni the dog. Oni was a stray puppy that wandered into the Albany, New York Railroad station way back in 1888. It was a cold night. He came in looking for a place to get warm and fell asleep on the mailbags. The workers adopted him. He liked to ride the train, so they let him ride in the mail cars, and he rode all over. They would take care of him wherever he went. Eventually became the mascot of the U.S. Postal Service, visiting cities all across the United States, including St. Louis. Today, Oni is preserved and in the postal wing of the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C. For those of you that may not be familiar with the museum, most of the displays, about 90%, are up on top of the hill on the left as we're pulling into the train station. We thank you for coming out and riding the rails with us today. We hope you'll come back, see us again soon. With your wristband, you can ride as many times as you'd like. The last run is at 2:20 p.m. When we get in the station and you get off the train, please watch your step, watch your head on the roof above, and please remain seated until Engineer Bob sets the brake and gives one blast on the whistle, indicating it's safe to get off. Okay, please watch your step, watch your head. Thanks for riding with us today.